You ever been through a season where everything felt like it was falling apart? Where you prayed, you cried, you fought, and still, the silence from heaven was louder than your own heartbeat. See, I don't know who this message is for, but December. Oh, December ain't coming to play with you. December is coming to test you, to shake you, to reveal who you really are. Because when God wants to promote you, He doesn't announce it with comfort, He announces it with chaos. You thought November was hard. You thought the doors that closed were rejection. No, they were redirection. God was clearing your path. He was cutting off people who couldn't go where He's taking you. He was stripping away your comfort so He could give you calling. Some of you have been asking, why me? Why all the pain, all the waiting, all the losses? Because the oil doesn't flow without pressure. Gold doesn't shine without fire. Faith doesn't grow in sunlight, it grows in storms. December is coming to show you why the storm had to come. Because in December, the same doors that once rejected you are about to open. The same people that doubted you are about to watch you rise. And the same pain that almost broke you. It's about to become your power. But let me tell you something. You got to be ready. You can't walk into your promise carrying the same mindset that made you quit last season. You can't receive new blessings with the same hands that held onto old bitterness. God's been training you quietly, in the dark, while nobody was clapping for you, while nobody believed in you. He was preparing you for a month that would not only change your life, but reveal your purpose. So, if you're tired, if you're broken, if you feel forgotten, remember this: you are not being punished. You are being positioned. And December is when heaven cashes the checks your pain wrote all year long. You see, everybody wants the blessing, but nobody wants the breaking. Everybody wants the miracle, but nobody wants the molding. Everybody wants to stand on the stage, but not everybody's willing to go through the season of silence. Let me tell you something. Before God elevates you, He will expose you not to people, but to yourself. He'll show you your weakness. He'll reveal your impatience. He'll let you face rejection after rejection, not because you're not worthy, but because He's building something inside you that applause can't build. You prayed for strength, so He gave you struggle. You prayed for wisdom, so He gave you confusion. You prayed for patience, so He gave you delay. Because God doesn't answer prayers with comfort. He answers them with construction. And construction is loud. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. But it's the only way to build a foundation that won't crumble when the storm comes. December will not be your punishment. It will be your proof. Proof that every night you cried was counted. Proof that every door that shut was meant to. Proof that every lonely season had purpose. See, you thought you were losing, but you were learning. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being forged. Some of you, you've been through betrayal. You've been through loss. You've been through nights where you said, God, I can't do this anymore. And somehow you're still here. You're still breathing, still fighting, still standing. That's not weakness. That's evidence. That's proof that grace is real. That's proof that favor follows the faithful. Because listen, the devil doesn't attack what isn't valuable. If your year felt heavy, it's because your calling carries weight. You've got destiny inside you, and destiny attracts warfare. But let me remind you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Some of y'all been walking through November like it's the end. But God is saying, hold on, I saved the best for last. December is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the reveal. The months before were the preparation. But December is presentation. And you better believe, when God reveals what He's been working on in you, every delay will make sense. Every no will turn into a better yes. Every tear will look like an investment you didn't even know you made. So, when you step into December, don't walk in like a victim. Walk in like somebody who survived the test. Walk in like somebody who's been chosen not by man, but by God Himself. Because the pain didn't destroy you, it defined you. The storm didn't drown you, it developed you. And the silence wasn't rejection, it was God saying, I'm still writing. Let me tell you something about God's timing. He don't move when you want Him to. He moves when you're ready, not when you're comfortable. And most people miss their blessing not because God said no, but because they quit too soon. They walked away right before the breakthrough. They stopped praying right before the door opened. They stopped believing right before the light hit the darkest part of the night. But listen, when God is silent, He's not absent. When he's quiet, he's working. When you don't hear him, that's when he's rearranging the whole stage for your entrance. Some of y'all been crying over things he already fixed. You just haven't seen it yet. You've been asking, why isn't it happening for me? And God's whispering, because I'm building it through you first. The faith isn't about walking when the path is clear. Faith is about walking when you can't see a thing and trusting that each step still matters. And let me say this, December won't just test your faith, it's going to reward it. This is the month where unseen effort meets undeniable evidence. Where prayers that looked ignored start echoing back as blessings. Where pain turns into peace and waiting turns into walking. You see, there's something divine about delay. Delay doesn't mean denial. Delay means development. If God gave you everything you asked for when you asked for it, you'd lose it before you even learned how to hold it. So he hides blessings behind lessons. He hides miracles behind patience. He hides your breakthrough behind consistency, because he wants you to value what you prayed for. And you've been sowing seeds all year long, seeds of effort, of faith, of tears, of hope, and you thought they were buried, but they were planted. And December, that's the month they start breaking through the soil. People might not recognize you anymore, and that's fine. You're not supposed to fit in anymore. You're supposed to stand out. The old version of you couldn't carry this next level. The old habits, the old circle, the old fears. They don't belong in the story God's writing next. Because when God shifts your season, he shifts your circle. When he expands your purpose, he shrinks your distractions. And when he blesses you, he makes sure everyone who doubted you has front row seats. So don't get bitter over who left. Don't cry over what ended. Don't regret the pain, because that pain was prophecy. Every tear was watering your next chapter. Every disappointment was divine direction. You didn't lose anything that was meant to stay. You didn't fail. You grew. And sometimes growth looks like loss to people who can't see your purpose. You've been in the shadows for a reason. Because when it's your time, you won't have to chase anything. God will align everything. December is not just another month. It's a door, a divine turning point. A collision between everything you've been through and everything you're about to become. But remember this, you can't walk into the promise with the same posture of pain. You've got to rise different. Talk different. Think different. Because your December breakthrough won't come from hustle alone. It'll come from faith in motion. You've got to move like it's already yours. You've got to believe like heaven already said yes. You've got to thank God before you even see the miracle. Because gratitude is the language of victory. And when you walk with that kind of faith, the impossible doesn't just happen, it recognizes you.